Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. I'm Ross Benjamin of RBWins.com. And today is our Major League Baseball betting edition. Not only that, we're joined by Mr. Chip Chirimbus, the man with the plan, the sunny side Chip, I call him, because all the hot weather, he travels from Florida to Las Vegas, just chasing the sun. Anyway, go ahead.
My high school year, you know how they put accolades in your high school yearbook? And it said Chipper follows the sun. And that was it.
And that's what you're doing. And you know what? I hope you follow the sun and things are heat up for you, which go ahead.
No, it's hey, you like to start the day early with the sunrise and a big smile on your face and do the best you can each and every day. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? And it's same in our business right now. Sometimes we hit a little snag, but yeah. I think for both of us, it's been a really great run. I had a 10-week run in the NBA where I went 46-23. That's 67% in 69 games. And stubbed my toe, though, Ross. Here we go in the NBA with the opening round with that Boston Miami situation. Who's playing, who's not playing. I got caught in the switches there. But baseball's been great as well, hitting 9 of the last 11, I think, and 6 and 1 of my last megabuck releases overall. So, baseball, I mean, you and I both love it. I mean, it's something that we grew up with. We played it, and it's a natural thing for us.
Yeah, played it at a decent level, too, So that game really, I had Boston as well in game 1. Yeah. And what Chip's alluding to is the fact that, in our business, on a lot of the sites we're on, the site owners want us to get picks in by a certain time. During the week, it's usually 1 p.m. Eastern time. But, in this day and age, it still leaves you a little bit vulnerable. Now, they are isolated situations that occur, but still in all, that game on, when did that series open? Today is Friday, said Tuesday. Game 1, when we put the game out, it was +2 and +1.5 or +2, depending on where you went. And, lo and behold, hours before game time, Al Horford test positive for COVID. So he's held out. And then Marcus Smart, the defensive player of the year in the NBA. We saw how valuable he was last night, right, Chipper? I mean, he was dynamic. Plus the fact he could lock down on a guy like Jimmy Butler and not let him go off for 40-plus points, right, which he's done on several occasions. So, hey, sometimes you get burned like that, Chip, but most times than not, it doesn't matter. But when it comes to this crucial time of year, when you're on a nice roll, you hate to see that happen.
But what's happened is, like, I actually posted the night before, Ross, after the game had ended the previous night, because I felt really comfortable with my side. I liked where we stood, and I didn't think I was going to be changing my mind. But when all of a sudden factors like this come up at the last second, there's really nothing we can do.
It doesn't matter, Chip. It's beyond our control. Right. And with the American sports books these days, you could go in and buy your pick back and maybe lose a few dollars. Right. If you're getting, we could do that. Okay, but us giving out picks to our clients, then all the emails start coming in. Do I still take Boston?
And I hate to start doubting myself too, as well. I made a commitment. I like the side, and it's the way, it's why they call it gambling, Ross.
Hey, it looked great in the first half. They were up 62-54 at the half, but then Jimmy Butler was in a zone in the second half of that. Well, for most of that game. I mean, he's
a great player.
Yeah, he is. And he doesn't do it at the 3-point line either, Chip.
No, he works hard on defensive end. He's an all-around player. He's an assist man, rebounder. He's just, he played with the Bulls, and he's played great with a number of teams. So I'm not surprised. I mean, he's had this team in the finals before, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, he's gone for 40-plus points in 3 of the playoff games this year. Wow. So, I mean, that speaks volumes on a team that's really not doesn't push the ball like a lot of teams do in the NBA.
I think their defense first. I think that's their
no doubt about it. And Spoelstra, like you said, on a couple occasions, and I agree with you. if he's not the most underrated, underappreciated coach in the NBA, I don't know who is.
I think I agree with you 100%. I like him. I like him a lot.
I mean, that's a high pressure situation. Plus the fact you're working for Pat Riley, who demands excellence.
And that team has had their fair share of injuries as well. I mean, he's rotated that lineup for a number of seasons now already, where players are down for long periods of time, and they're still maintaining that level. I mean, they were number 1 seed in the East. I was shocked about that. I never really anticipated or expected that. But and they were in the finals before, not last year.
No, the COVID year. Yeah.
And pretty consistent. So
I'd say the COVID year. We're still. What year is the COVID year?
My goodness.
The first year when they played in a bubble, folks. That Miami got to the finals. And they, by the way, ironically, who'd they beat in the Eastern Conference Finals that year? The Boston Celtics. Yeah. So baseball, Chipper. I don't know. Our Yankees are doing awfully well, and I say our Yankees because we grew up as Yankee fans. Even though we try to stay unbiased and professional when it comes to evaluating games, but it's fading the Yankees right now isn't a very good proposition, even though they fell yesterday 9-6 in 10 innings, I believe.
Yeah, well, Aaron Judge is having his big year. It's his contract year, and they needed that. And so far, Stanton's been hitting the ball. But the big improvement there, I think, is the confidence in the staff, knowing they can throw to a catcher that can handle the ball, and there's a defensive shortstop that has really shored up their infield. And I think they even. To me, from what I've seen, it looks like they even have a different giddy up to their step when they're out there now. And I think how I felt about the battery and the shortstop, the 2 most important defensive positions on the field, and that's where they made their moves. And they don't need a catcher to hit with that lineup. They just need a catcher to handle the staff and the shortstop to pick up the ball. And the kid they got from Minnesota. He's hitting 275, and
hey, that's great for a shortstop, right, Chipper? I mean, you'll take that every day. With a contending team, a shortstop that's great defensively and hits 275. Right. Where do I sign up for that?
Absolutely.
How about Nestor Cortez?
Well, I call him the Yankees' modern day Whitey Ford. He just reminds me of that same. He's got great control. He's got a breaking pitch is probably his most dominant pitch, and he's going to beat you with his fastball because he's sneaky fast. I mean, Ross, you face these kind of guys. You get up there, you can't. They don't throw the ball hard, but you have trouble getting around on them for some reason.
Well, I mean, if they got good off-speed stuff and they got movement on their fastball. It goes from an 85-mile-an-hour fastball that looks like it's 93 because you're looking soft stuff first, right? You know what I mean? So that's the way. So it's easy to say, well, you know what? You adjust to the soft stuff and you sit on the fastball. It's easier said than done, or vice versa. Anyway, Chipper. Before we get to our free picks, let's just remind the folks that if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please take a second to do so. Costs you absolutely nothing, and you'll get the finest handicappers in the country on this channel. Myself, Chip Chirimbus, Scotty Spreitzer, Doug Upstone. Starting in June, Mark Lawrence will be joining us weekly. So a lot of great things coming up throughout the course of the summer, even during the slow season and into football. So, you know what, folks, the free picks are doing awfully well. Myself personally, 7-2 with the last 9, with my last 9 free picks here. So again, sign up, subscribe, hit that notification bell. When you do that, guess what? You don't have to keep checking back and forth at the channel and say, where the hell are these guys? Because we're busy men at 24/7 in this industry, working on our own, and we're on a flexible schedule. So folks, we make it easy. If you hit the notification bell when you subscribe, or you're a subscriber, just go into your settings, hit that notification bell. You'll be alerted immediately upon any of our sports betting videos being published on this channel. Without further ado, Mr. Chip Chirimbus has a Major League Baseball free pick for you in a game that goes on Saturday, May the 21st. Take it away, Chipper.
All right, Ross, thank you. I'm gonna atone for a selection I gave 2 weeks ago when I gave a run line game with Minnesota laying 1.5 and they win the game 1-0. I mean, my goodness, but I'm coming back. I think I can score a lot more runs this week, and I love my starting pitching. We have Cincinnati's playing at Toronto, and Toronto, Alek Manoah has just been outrageous. He's 6-1, 1.71 ERA. Ross, last year he went 117 innings and only gave up 70 hits. He's doing it again. This kid's no fluke. This year, he's only given up 28 hits in 42 innings. He's not a big strikeout artist, although he'll have, like I think he's averaging 3/4 of a strikeout per inning. I think he's got like 40 strikeouts in 42 innings. But the reason why I like this, the way this game sets up so well, is that his mound opponent here for the Reds, Homer Green, pitched a no-hitter last time out, at least for 7 innings, but did give up a run. He's 1 and let me see here. He's 1-6 with his ERA of 6.20. But Ross, the thing is, he went 7 innings without giving up a run. Prior to that start, his ERA, he had given up 23 earned runs in 20.
Yeah, and where'd that come from, that start?
Yeah, right. So now I think that off his career appearance, I expect him to come back to the pack here. And this Manoah has been so consistent. And I hate to lay 220 on this thing like this, but now Toronto's got that powerful lineup. They're coming home. Virtually lay up pick 'em odds if you're later runs here. I hope we only get up 8 times and we win. We're going to win this game. I see them running away because this Hunter Green, I mean, he pitched a no-hitter last week. I don't think he gets past the 3rd inning this week, Ross. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know where that performance came from because he wasn't able to get anybody out for his first 5 or 6 career starts. And 7 1/3 of no hit ball. He did a lot. They did score a run, but it was unearned. Cincinnati actually combined, their pitching staff combined for a no-hitter in that game, but they lost.
Yeah.
How bad is your season when you have a combined no-hitter? Your starter goes 7 1/3, doesn't allow a hit, and you still lose a game.
Well, I got to be rooting for the Reds because I love the fact that the Mets only won 40 out of 160 one year, and I love that. That's the Mendoza line as far as baseball is concerned.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. All right, I'm going to take it. So you like the Toronto Blue Jays minus 105, or excuse me, minus 1.5 on the run line with money line odds of minus 105 over the Cincinnati Reds.
I'll be in shock if they don't destroy this team, Ross. I really will be.
Well, it's certainly on paper it looks that way, but
the matchup, I love the matchup.
Yeah, Manoah, by the way, Chipper brought up his numbers since last year. This guy started in the minors last year. Okay. So the numbers he put up last year is after being called up from the minors, and he's continued that into this season where Chip gave you those statistics where he's given up about, 0.75 hits per inning.
He's got 70 hits on 117 innings last year, and only 25 hits in 42 innings.
I know he owns the Yankees, Chip.
Yeah. Well, he's pretty. It looks like he owns just about anybody.
Yeah,
exactly. Really tough to hit,
Yeah. So he's a really impressive young pitcher, and as far as I'm concerned, a future Cy Young candidate, is on the horizon for him. I'm going to take a look at an AL Central game. The Minnesota Twins travel to Kansas City to take on the Royals on Saturday night. That game is scheduled to go at 7:10 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be a pair of right-handers with Joe Ryan going for the Minnesota Twins and Brad Keller for the Kansas City Royals. Now, Ryan's been really good in 7 starts this year, 2.39 ERA, a 0.96 whip, and he's been even better than that in his 3 road starts where he's posted a 1.62 ERA in those 3 road starts. Brad Keller's pitched real well at home. Unfortunately, the Royals just don't score runs. As a matter of fact, the Royals are averaging 2.8 runs per game at home this year, which is absolutely brutal. So you can understand why Keller might be a little bit frustrated after 4 home starts. The Royals were just 2-2 in those games, despite his 1.71 ERA and 0.87 whip. And this guy, he gives you innings too. 6.7 innings pitched per start at home. So you take a lot of onus off a bullpen that struggled at times this year. Kansas City entering Friday Friday's action, again, we're taping 24 hours in advance. Like I said, 2.7 runs per game at home. And how about this? 9-1 to the under at home this year versus AL teams that score 4.4 runs or less per game. Minnesota only averages 4.1 per game. And Minnesota, as of Friday the 20th, 15-7 to the under versus right-handed pitchers. So I'm going to go under the total here, Chip. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Twins and Kansas City Royals under 8. I would get down earlier, folks, because a couple books have already gone to 7.5. So that's Minnesota, Kansas City under 8. And Chip Chirimbus, Toronto on the run line, -1.5 at money line odds of -105 against those hapless but playing better Cincinnati Reds. Chipper, tell the folks where they could find you and refresh their memory on how you've been doing of late.
Thank you, Ross. You go to chipwins.com. Pretty simple there, CHIPWINS.com. And each and every day I post my Megabuck winner online for a measly $39, Ross, one of the best values in all the sports. And in baseball right now, we've hit 6 of our last 7 in the past week. And in the NBA, the 10-week span we've had here, 49 and 46 and 23, stubbed our toe with the Celtics the other night. But we're really putting one game up a day on the website. If you're looking for anything else aside from that one game, of course you could text me or let me know, because my number is right there for you to contact me. But so chipwins.com. Thank you very much, Ross. You get your 8-play Megabuck winner each and every day.
No problem, Chip. And just to clarify, folks, Chip's Megabucks plays, that's the equivalent of anybody's best bet. And he, like myself, he doesn't give out more than one of those in a day. I could speak for myself where I say mine are 10-star top plays. We all have our trademarks if you've been doing this long enough. So 10-star top plays for me, 25-8 with my last 33, folks. That's including I lost the first 2 games of the conference finals with Boston and Dallas. Bounced back last night with a huge 10-star top play in the Boston Celtics. I got them at +3.5 before the line move. They win by 25, moot point, and no matter what the line was. My MBA since April 1st, 35-19. That's good for 65%, and that's despite me going 1-3 with the last 4. Still killing it. Major League Baseball on a modest 20-13 winning run, which is good for 61%. And as you well know, if you've been following me for a while, if you haven't been following me, let me clue you in. I do not give out big chalks. I very rarely cross that bridge of -140. And if I do, it's not much more than that. So let's put it that way. So you can find me at rbwins.com, single game and multi-game daily packages, guaranteed. If you don't make a profit, you don't win. I'll match your purchase price and credit your account. You could use that money for any which way you like, on any purchase at any time you like. Also, if you have not registered at my website, you've been on the fence and saying, I don't know if I want to pay somebody for picks. Well, maybe you should try me out. I'll give you a $100 sign up bonus. All you need to do is go to my web page, rbwins.com. There's a register tab, and you hit that. One-time registration. You'll be automatically credited $100. Use that any which way you like on any future purchases. Chip, anything before we go?
No, it's just, baseball's here and I'm loving it. And sorry to see the NBA winding down the way we're just knocking them dead, like you said. But, a day at a time for us.
Absolutely. Until the next time, folks, for Chip Chirimbus and Ross Benjamin, we like to wish each and every one of you a fantastic weekend. Good luck with all your picks. Take care and God bless.